Bam! My microphone is live. Let me knock the music down a little bit so it's not super bloody loud and completely drowning me out. How is everybody today? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to today's hobby live stream. We're back. We're back in green. We're working on some more orcs because I can't get enough of these green lads. We have some right here. As you can see, I've actually been painting a lot of orcs recently because I also painted this boy very, very recently, and he turned out quite cool, I think. I am very happy with it. Did that in an hour. Go me on Heroes Brush Hour over on Twitch, which I'm hoping to be back on again here in the near future. But in the meantime, we have some Cromlech orcs to paint. And previously, last month, was it last month? It was last month, yes. We had started working on these two lads specifically, and I'm very happy with how they're turning out. Very happy with the flesh tone. I like my minty boy a lot, like this lad right here. Very happy with how he's turned out. But I want to keep working on these guys today, and the first thing I want to do is I'm happy with how this is dried, but I think I want to make it a little bit purplier. And I think we used Dreadful Visage on this before we put a brownie leather wash over top of it. So I'm going to put a little bit more Dreadful Visage on this to see. Is that what we used? Is that actually what I used? I actually don't remember. My music is too loud? Okay, hold on. There you go. How is that? Is that better? I've knocked it back down. Also, I should probably, I realized, I've closed my dock earlier by accident for chat. There you are! I can see you better. Also, I hadn't realized that Chaos Cultist had moved the dock over to the other side of my screen, which is perfect, because now you're like right here, right next to my camera, and now when I'm reading your chat, it kind of looks more like I'm talking to you. Excellent. Do I have my mic on correctly? Let me check. Let me see. I do have, yeah, the snowball is plugged in. Let me just lower the music a bit more. And I'll bump me up. How is that? Is that better? Am I sounding a little bit crisper? Because yeah, the mic is definitely on. And it is the one that is in there. But let me know if that is better or not. All right, I think... God, I don't actually remember what I did on this. And now I'm slightly concerned if I add more color to it, it's not going to be the right thing. Okay, here's my plan. I'm actually going to do a layer of Magos purple on it. I'm going to absolutely do that. That's what I'm going to do. All right. Also, do let me know if the audio is sounding good. It's gone now? Oh, I don't want it gone. I want it to still be there. All right. Okay, how's that? I do see that the music was very, very soft, that it wasn't even picking up. I want there to be a little bit of music, but I don't want it to overwhelm me. Hopefully that will be better. And while you guys answer whether or not that's better, I'll be right back. You sound fine now? Good. Excellent. I'm super glad for that. Hello, everybody. Hello, alien robots. That's an interesting way to make an A. Or is it Lian robots? I actually am not sure now. But the point is, I will be right back because I realized I didn't actually grab any of my brushes. I was so worried about getting everything else set up that I forgot to grab all of my brushes. So I'll be right back. They're just in the other room drawing. So I need them to paint. All right, I'm back. I have my brush. I have my water, because I also didn't have that. It's okay. I could get it all in the same spot. Have my paper towel already. That is good. We're slightly prepared. I'm gonna just flip it, because it's on a really used side. All right. Magos purple. Now, I'm going to really thin this down because I don't want it to overwhelm our color at all. But I feel like he needs a smidge more purple in this cloak. It's looking a little bit more brown than I really want it to. So I'm hoping this will do the trick. Oh yeah. That is doing exactly what I wanted it to do. Because basically I wanted it to kind of look a bit more like bruised flesh, honestly. And I think that's what I'm getting. Wonderful. Hello, JP Gibbons. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good day. I understand about not having like good hobby shops in the area. Thankfully, I am very lucky and I have one, but I know a lot of places just don't have good hobby shops anymore. And it sucks seeing that because I feel like they used to be a lot more prominent and now we just don't have them. Which is really like just unfortunate because I feel like hobbies are on the rise. Yeah, that is doing what I want. Exactly. Let's move over here, make sure we get this side. Don't want in any areas to look slightly unpainted. That would be bad. Oh, also, hold on. All right. Now I need to get a little bit on the upper side too. This will be a little trickier, but as long as we're careful, we should be fine. Yeah, because see, now it's taking on a little bit more of a pinky tone, which is exactly what I was hoping for. It was looking a little too brown, in my opinion. Like, I liked what the brown did. It definitely made it feel a bit more like dyed leather. But it wasn't looking dyed enough anymore. I hope so. I hope that we'll see more shops come back. One thing I regret gluing on to these models before I had actually started painting them is their backpacks. I wish I had left them off to make it a little bit easier to paint their outfits. But, you know, that's okay. Lessons learned. Next time. Next time. Because they're just accessories that can be added on afterwards, so I could have left it off, and then things would have been fine. But that's okay. Get the collar. I also think this is helping make his skin pop a bit more, if I'm honest. Which is good. Which is good, because I want that green, beautiful flesh to pop. It's my favorite thing about orcs. I don't know about you guys, but... I like their green skin. Which is really funny, because I never play orcs. Like, not in Warhammer. I played orcs in Warhammer, but, like, in RPGs, I almost never play orcs. Okay, that is looking beautiful. And I think what we're going to do now is finish off the leathers on our boys. Because we've gotten most of them done, and because when we get the leathers finished, then I can go ahead and start working on all of the metallics. And by metallics, I mean my non-metallic grays. Thank you, John Outman. Hopefully I said that correctly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. What do I want? I need dark oak. That's what it was. That's what I think I've been using on almost all of their leather up to this point when it comes to, like, their straps and stuff. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Now, do I need to do any cleanup? Maybe a tiny bit. We might need to do a little bit of Wraithbone cleanup before... Sorry, my lightsaber just turned its power off. I recently charged it because I completely burned out the battery with the ad that I was doing because I kept playing with it. Like, if you guys haven't gone and watched my... Where is she? I have them over here. Hold on. I'm grabbing her. I grabbed one of them. If you haven't watched my Asajj Ventress, excuse me, Ventress, please. My Asajj Ventress video yet. That tutorial went out today. It's super cool. And in it, I have a lightsaber that I've just been messing around with basically ever since I got it. And I completely burned out the battery. And it was really funny because when I was filming for the video, I needed to end up doing like the ad specific portion. And that is when the battery actually died on me. And so I had to wait like an hour to let it charge to make sure that I had enough battery power to actually get through the ad with the light on. Because I had been messing with it and hadn't charged it since I had like gotten it, basically. Like a terrible person. But it was a lot of fun and I'm really enjoying playing with it. I don't have a complete color set in mind for them. I have a general color set in mind. A lot of, say, like the icons on their backpacks and everything, for example, will be base coated in Basilicanum Gray, and then I'll end up putting some either Militarum Green or Ultramarine Blue over top of it, because for my Beast Snaga army, those are the two color tones that I went with for my Beast Snagas, and then to fit in with the traditional Beast Snaga like lore and iconography, I do tend to have my orcs wear a lot of leathers, but I like them also dyeing those leathers, which is why you'll see a lot of them in, you know, like these blues and teals and other colors. That's why he's got like this purple jacket on, is because he dyed it to make it a different color. He's got orange, for example. So I like them to look like they're in natural clothes that they've dyed rather than like painted, or it also can be looted materials as well. But basically their clothing is pretty flexible. Their leathers all stay relatively consistent, and then any icons that are on them that maybe represent the clan are going to be done up in either of the blue or green color tones of my Snakebite faction. That's basically how I decided them. Nice, awesome. Well, I'm glad you checked out the video. Ah, I can see how that could work. I have painted some Grey Knights. I painted a Grey Knight. Back when Demon Hunter came out originally, actually, the Demon Gate, or the Chaos Gate Demon Hunter from, I'm blanking on their name. I don't remember the developer at the moment, but it's a Games Workshop game that came out like last year or so, and it's all about Grey Knights. Super like it a lot. They have a new Age of Sigmar game that's coming out very, very soon, if it's not out already, that I need to check out, because I've gotten a little bit of playtesting in with that when it was first like in development, but I haven't really checked back in with it recently, unfortunately, because I haven't had time. But it's supposed to be out very soon, and I like the idea of an Age of Sigmar based game, especially as an RTS. But I don't know, like, Age of Sigmar is so not my thing as much, so I don't know as much how I'll enjoy it. But I really liked Chaos Gate, and that's when I painted a Grey Knight. Nice. Yeah, Grey Knights, I bet, are a fun army to run. Oh, I don't need this color yet. I need to clean up. Focus, Angela. Focus. Don't get completely distracted by chat. Also, can we move your cables a little bit away from your water? That would be swell. That'd be super swell. Let's just put them... Okay, good. My cables were hanging down and almost dragging into my water, which just seems problematic. I just feel like maybe that's not how I should be handling things. I'm gonna stick him on a base, or on a support. Not too hard, I don't want to break him. And then, where is my Wraithbone? There it is. Got it. Okay, let's get some cleanup done. It's gonna be a very busy day, actually. So obviously, I launched the video today. That has been doing all right, which is nice to see. I wish it was, you know, I always wish the videos do a little bit better than they do. I'm always waiting for that, like, oh my god, I've got some sort of viral video, but that's okay. That is okay. So I've got that. That launched this morning. We have the stream this afternoon, which I'm enjoying right now with you guys. We'll be going for a couple hours. And then tonight, I'm heading into the city, and I'll be going to an AEW show, which is very exciting. For those of you that are into pro wrestling. I believe it is a Rampage / Collision taping, if I remember correctly. Okay, excellent. I just heard Chaos Cultist yell out that is correct. And I'm excited, but I'm also... I have to admit something. AEW has not been my favorite thing recently, only because I just... Personally... And I just need to rant about this for a moment. I think they have too many WWE, like former WWE people in the program right now, and I think they are completely dominating most things when it comes to the storylines at AEW, and I'm really sad about that because all of the people that I originally fell in love with AEW for are either not at the company anymore or aren't really being used or supported as much. For example, Dark Order. What are they doing right now? Nothing on television, really. Butcher, Blade, and the Bunny have all just recently left the company, which makes me really sad, although I don't blame them because they weren't really getting used much, and good lord, I'm sure Allie can make a lot more with her OnlyFans, because I think she has one of those now, than she probably was ever doing for wrestling. So, like, I'm sure that's gonna go super swimmingly for her. Plus, she's been doing all of this really cool horror stuff, and I'm hoping maybe she focuses on that a little bit more if she doesn't go and do independent stuff with pro wrestling. But I don't know, it just makes me really, really sad. The Elite are barely there anymore, and I did go in there for the Elite. I also was really interested in Cody being there, and now he hasn't been there for like a year now. I don't know, there's just a lot of things that have happened, and it makes me sad. It makes me sad because I don't feel like it's the same anymore. And not that I wanted it to remain the same, but I feel like the focus on the international, like, smaller programs, like the Joshi and, like, that group in China that they were working with originally, or wanted to work with originally, was really neat and just got dropped. Ugh, it just makes me so mad. It's just, I feel like it's falling apart. We don't know when Space Marine 2 is going to be out yet, which makes me so sad. Like, the fact that they are still just saying 2020 or 2023 makes me go, oh, it's going to get delayed until 2024, isn't it? Like, I'm really afraid that Space Marine 2 is totally going to get delayed until 2024. Maybe early 2024, but still delayed, nonetheless. Okay, yeah, I think the plan is definitely to conclude all of the work that we need to do with the browns. So whether it's leather or wood tones, like on these barrel backpacks, that's going to be our next focus. I'm not going to bother cleaning that up right now because I will need to do another cleanup afterwards for all of the metallics that maybe need to be freshened up because I got brown on them because they kind of overlap a little bit. All right, that should be fine. Let me check this lad. Do you have any browns that... Yep, your straps probably need to get a little bit of a tidy as well, just so that... I'm worried that if I have some browns dry over top some other browns, I'll get some weird splotchiness in a way that I'm not happy with. Like, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, and I just don't want to risk it. So let me just do a little bit of tidy work. Oh yeah, especially on the bottom of his backpack. Jeez. I mean, no one's ever going to see it probably, but still. I will know it's there. Okay, that's looking fine. Clean up the backpack a smidge. And then the straps for sure. Okay, let's be careful about this so we don't accidentally ruin this color. Yeah, I mean, I would prefer delays as well than a bug-filled mess when it comes out, but it's still sad to see because I was really hoping to play it this December. Like, I was just really hoping it was going to end up being the thing that I got to play co-op with Chaos Cultist this holiday season on the channel. And now I think it's probably... I mean, we'll still end up playing it co-op on the channel, but it's probably now not going to be until, like, I don't know, January or February or something? See, WWE I've also really not been super happy with either. I haven't been following too much of WWE outside of watching Wrestle Talk news and then catching the pay-per-views for a while now, but it just, I don't know. Things are just, I don't like what either company's really doing with their stories right now, because the few times where they've had some decent things, it's always either gotten, like, messed up because of injury, which that's, you know, no one's fault necessarily. It's just that shit happened. Sorry, I'm looking for a small brush to grab some cleanup real quick. Ooh, no. Get off my beautifully painted leather. There we go. Okay. Words. So, WWE still also hasn't really been doing much that has excited me. I haven't really enjoyed, like, NXT, for example, because I used to be a huge NXT mark. Loved them. Was super into, like, everything they were doing. Basically until the 2.0 and, like, COVID era of it. It kind of just fell off there. I think the last time I was, like, really actively watching was just before, like, Bobby Roode originally left and, like, Samoa Joe left and all of them were, like, coming up from NXT. And that's when I stopped really watching NXT, because there just wasn't, I hadn't really jived with any of the other people that they'd brought in. And this was also when they were starting to bring in, like, non-indie people, and they were just bringing in hot athlete college kids to do stuff, and I was like, I don't really care. So, and then, like, modernly, like, for example, Bloodline, okay? The Bloodline plotline in WWE was really super into that until I feel like they absolutely borked what should have been the conclusion with Sammy, Kevin Owens, and Roman. And now it's just continuing, and case in point, I don't think Roman is dropping the belt until next year. My other problem is in AEW, as much as I am absolutely loving MJF having the belt, I also don't think that he's going to be dropping the belt until next year sometime. Because why would they do that otherwise? It's both companies seem to really, really want to be doing these extremely long form championships. Like championship runs. That's why MJF beat Kenny Omega's record recently. Roman has had the belt for God knows, like, forever. And it's just, I just don't like what's happened. So, like, I still watch the pay-per-views, and I still follow the news, but I don't, like, actively watch the program. So this show that I'm going to tonight is probably going to be one of the last AEW shows I go to for a while, until I really just feel like they're doing what they promised they were going to do originally. Because, like, I feel like that's my problem, is I just don't feel like they're doing what they promised anymore in the beginning. And now it just seems to be a, hey, have you left WWE because you don't want to be there anymore, or you've gotten fed up with how it's run? Cool, come over here and we'll just let you dominate our space. I guess I'm just bitter. I'm just bitter about all of the very high-profile WWE people going over there and just taking time away from the people that I love. Which it sucks to say, because it's not like I don't like Edge, or Christian, or Daniel Bryanson, or Moxley, or Samoa Joe, or Keith Lee, or any of these other people who were formerly at WWE or other programs and have now come over here. But, like, my boys! I want Dark Order back! I want Dark Order back! That has been the end of my rant. Skatercast, thank you. Yeah, it's time to paint some orcs. We're gonna get to that. Well, I mean, we are doing that. I'm just doing slow cleanup process. So while I rant about my disappointment in the state of wrestling in America, it's fine. It's fine. It'll come back. It goes through waves. They go through waves, and I get that. I accept that. I accepted that very early on in jumping into the WWE or the wrestling community. I had to accept, like, sometimes they're gonna have programs and storylines that I just don't care about, and sadly they're both in a point like that. Like, the MJF stuff is cool, but I kind of feel like I know where it's going because of the long format storytelling that they're doing, and it's just, I don't know. I just am not into it. And then when I do get into something, I feel like the person inevitably gets injured, which is no real fault of their own necessarily, and I'm not blaming anything. It's just, I feel like that has been the case for ages. All right, let's paint some leather. I have 5 of them. I've got these, hold on. I've got these 4 here, who are all partially painted to some level. Because I'm slow sometimes. It's really funny. I can paint very quickly, and I can also be very slow. Mostly I'm slow when I'm talking. But I do have this boy complete. And just to actually go over when folks were asking about the color scheme a little bit, this is sort of the vibe. So you see how the banners here have a little bit of that blue and green tint over them to make it look like they're sort of dyed or stained metal pieces. I like to do the same thing on all of their clothes. So there's not a super strict uniform of color that they need. Oh, I should do... Oh, I did his backpack in Agros Dune. I'm gonna do that on the other guys because they're darker than these boys. Yes. Yes. Okay. I'm glad I looked at him. But yeah, sorry. So this is the kind of generalized color scheme of the orcs. I try to put the leaders with a little bit of red because I like red on my, like, leader characters. And then everybody else gets basically options of all the rest of the rainbow with maybe some accents of red. Like, for example, this boy here has a little accent of red on his pants, for example. And I'm sure that some other guys might have some little accessories that have red, but when it comes to the clothing, I really like to stick the red clothing on just whoever is the captain or lieutenant or top dog in the squad. Alright. Screw Dark Oath Flesh. I need Agros Dune, which I think I had down here. I have so many paints on my desk right now. I cleaned it up a little bit, because you may have seen, if you follow my Instagram, you may have seen me be like, I need to clean this before I stream today. And I did, a little bit. I mostly moved the miniatures and bigger, bulkier items away, and I left all the paints on my desk, because I was like, well, I might end up needing some of those colors, so we're just gonna leave them there. And I thought, there it is. It's like, I'm pretty sure I have all of my browns. You disliked the Judgment? Like the Judgment Day from WWE? I love the Judgment Day. That's one of my favorite actual things that I feel like they haven't messed up yet. They haven't screwed over Rhea. And that's great. And I actually think Dominic is freaking hilarious. It went too hard. It did not go too hard. It wasn't too hard at all. It's not even one of my spicier thumbnails. I like my Asajj Ventress thumbnail. I think it's cool. Captain Discord, I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to live with it. I ain't changing it. I am all about them bright colors. I get the love and appeal of the Grimdark. But to me, there are certain factions in the game that just demand color to be used in bright, bold, and silly ways. And orcs, amongst all of the armies out there, are probably up, like, my top for what I think demand that kind of paint scheme. Like, orcs just, I feel like, need to be bright and stupid looking. got a weird fiber or something. Hold on. Get off my orc. Did I get it? No, it's stuck. Curse my cats and their hair. That was definitely what that was. Hello, Toy Painter 1! Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a good day today. Oh yeah, this was a good choice. Hyperose Dune is one of those, like, colors that I feel like I don't hear talked about a huge amount, but god damn is it versatile. It works great as a leather, it works great as sand. Works good as blonde hair. Especially if you're doing a foundation of like a dirty blonde color tone. Works good as rope. Clothing, obviously, of any kind. Okay, that's looking good. And because it's so pale, you can actually layer it and get it a lot darker if you want. Okay, that's looking good. Let's get the strap on his back that connects to his pants. There's a little bit of a leather portion, and then in front of it is like a metal latch, so we'll leave that portion unpainted, but let's get the leather. Okay, that looks good. And now for his belt. Good, 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 good. Let me see. I think it's looking a little bright. Let me... Is that a little bit better? I feel like it was blowing out a little bit, and now I feel like it's not blowing out quite as much. I agree. They do look really cool when they're bright and very sort of silly colors, you know? Again, I'm all about bold colors in general. I put bold colors even on my Space Marines. I like their armor to be bright and dumb looking as well. Just like super sports colory, which I know some people really don't like, but I mean, like, what do you want? It's like if they're wearing just giant football uniforms. It's big padded armor, full encased, encompassed, and it's like knights and stuff used to have a bunch of different colors and patterns and themes on them, like sports, because it's all just heraldry. Like, it's all just heraldry, guys. Just embrace it. Embrace the silly. How am I gonna paint that? It's like underneath... Oh, probably if I take them off this. That's how. There we go. There we go. There we go. Darken that leather strap a little bit. Try to do the same thing on this side, keep it even. Okay, looking good, looking good. Now just this underside, which is kind of a pain to get to. Alright, that looks good enough. It's so hidden that I'm not going to try to be super fussy about it, but I think it looks pretty good. I'm not noticing anything exposed as unpainted anymore, so I think we're okay. Get that little top area just in case. And yes, so the strap on his eye patch I think is the only other thing I need to do on him. I am going to come back in and do the threads on his like any of the clothing that has stitching, that's the word I was looking for, stitching, I will be coming back in and painting. I'm just gonna do that near the end because it'll be obnoxious, and I forgot to clean them while I was doing my cleanup stage earlier. Shh. Alright, that looks good. I think that is looking pretty swell. And I'm not noticing, on this guy at least, any other places where I feel like I need leather. Except for on the sides of the straps that I've already painted, because I missed that section. There we go. Okay, alright, good. Step over there, please, friend. Your buddy is now the one I need to paint. Okay. Now, he actually has a normal backpack, so this is going to be done up just entirely in Agrostone, and I think it's going to look pretty sweet. Just get our focus back. I do really like the detail Cromlech gets out of these resin sculpts. Alright, let's get the underside of the jacket. Or the backpack. Jacket? This isn't a jacket. Angela, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Can't even claim you're tired because it's early. And it's not that early, it's like 11, but... There we go. Joey O. Smith, thank you. I am really glad you're liking the orcs. I think they're looking quite cool as well, so I appreciate it. Alright, there we go. That's looking good. Let's move this around a little bit so it doesn't pool too much. And then get the top. Alright, that's almost taken care of. Let me not forget the center portion. That would be bad. That's looking good. I think that looks... Oop, nope, 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 right there. There we go. Alright, that's looking good. I use a very large mix of paint brushes for my contrast paints. Let me just finish getting this one side on the backpack, and then I'll go over them in a little bit more detail for you, Captain Discord. Because there's a couple of them, and I think there's some decent options out there that you can pick up that I think work really well, and I'll go over those in a sec. Alright, I think... Yeah, I'm feeling good about the backpack. So while that dries a little bit before we move on to the other stuff. So when it comes to brushes, my main... Let's see, I'm going to zoom out. So my main brushes that I like to use are a mix of... For contrast specifically, are a mix of a couple different ones. I like to use this Escada brand. Oops, there we go. So it's called Escada Parado. It is specifically a watercolor paintbrush. This is one of the ones that I don't use quite as often, but they have some rounded tip brushes that work really, really well. They keep their shape for a long period of time, and because these are meant for watercolors and inks predominantly, as well as acrylics, I find that they work really well for both your normal acrylics as well as the contrast paints, because contrast paints are compositionally very similar to inks, and therefore a little bit more similar to the wateriness that you see out of actual watercolors, which means that these bristles are designed to hold and absorb watery pigments a little bit more easily and just keep them in their bristles, rather than sometimes when you're using like certain types of synthetic brushes or just other real hair brushes, they can either absorb too much and then the pigment sort of stains the bristles of the brush rather than wanting to leave the bristles of the brush as much, or you just don't, like, they just don't hold fluid as much, and they're really brushes that are designed for more dry mediums or slightly drier paints like oils or those kinds of things. So watercolor brushes, like if you just go to an art supply store and look at synthetic or synthetic natural hair mix watercolor brushes, that would definitely be my recommendation. And just like I said, any sort of art supply store. So here in the US, like you can find these at like big brand stores like Michael's, or I don't really recommend Joann's, but I do think you can find them there. But like Michael's and various other places. But honestly, go and support your like local art supply shops, especially if you've got like art colleges near you. You'll probably have some really nice like art supply stores, and they'll definitely have some form of watercolor brushes for you. Now you can get these online as well. I have definitely bought restocks like off Amazon and stuff. The one thing I will say about these brushes is they are a little bit expensive for sometimes even the size of the bristle that you're getting. Like for example, like this one, I want to say costs about like $24 to $34.99, and some of the larger ones can be more. But I've had these same brushes for over 2 years. I have not replaced them in 2 years, and as long as you treat the bristles well and you make sure that you're cleaning them properly, I actually find that they keep their tips pretty well and they can last you a really long time. So that's the main thing that I've been using for like the majority of my contrast experience on. Recently, I've also been using this Tamiya modeling brush, which I just like because it has a really wide handle, which makes it a lot easier for me to grip. I don't feel like my hand is cramping as much. And then it does keep its tip really, really well. Like I have abused the crap out of this brush, and it's still going into a fine tip. And I use this one predominantly right now. Like this is sort of my go-to, especially for finer details, because it's a little bit of a smaller tip than some of the other ones that I'm going for. And then the last one that I use for contrast paint is actually the Citadel white synthetic bristle, and I don't know if I have one on me right now. It might be in the other room. But if you are familiar with those, like that white handled brush, and it also the tip, like the bristles themselves of the brush are also white, that Citadel brush I also find works very well with contrast paint, which, you know, I would hope it would, considering it was designed by the company that made contrast, and I would hope that they would design a brush that would hold their own product well. But that is something you want to look for. Basically, the main thing in my experience when it comes to contrast paintbrushes, like paintbrushes that are going to work best with contrast paints, you want something that is going to be able to hold and maintain the wetness of the contrast paint within the brush without it just spilling all over the place the minute you like press it to anything. Like that's really what you're looking for. And I find that Escada and the Tamiya and even the Citadel ones do very well with that. All right, brush lesson over. Let me zoom back in, and you should be dry enough. Let's keep painting. Also, Tarantula, welcome, welcome, welcome. No problem. Don't have to worry about being late. You can absolutely show up whenever it is convenient for you, friend. No trouble there. I will not be offended. I just appreciate you popping in, saying hello, chatting with me a little bit. It's always good to see everybody hanging out and having a good time, talking up a storm. I do love it. Hello, Havman. Welcome, welcome. I hope your break's been going well. Andy, thank you. I'm really glad that you enjoyed the Asajj Venturous video. I had so much fun making that one, honestly. Like, and I will admit, it wasn't rushed, but it was kind of a not last minute. That's not even the right way. I knew it was coming. Like, I knew the sponsorship was going to be happening. I knew what model I was going to be painting, but the product sort of like got shipped not randomly, but it sort of surprised me when it showed up, and I was like, oh gosh, okay, I want to get this video out ASAP. Like, I have a plan for this. I've already even started on the miniature, but I did have to, like, I still felt like I was crunching it a little bit by the end, and I'm glad that it turned out as well as it did. I really like it. Did you like my dumb bit that I came up with at the intro? Because that was all me. That was all my dumb idea. I thought it would be kind of cute. Like going back and forth between the two. And then having the Por qué no sos spoof. There we go. Let's actually have you focus on the thing that I told you to focus on, camera. There we go. I need more aggro stone on my palette. It has become too dry for me to work with. Oh, nice. Andy, that sounds awesome. Is it like a really obnoxiously bright Hawaiian shirt, or is it like a like is it the obnoxious like touristy ones that you get at like the flea markets there, or is it like a cool like drip style one where it's got like Pokemon characters or something on it? Also, I wonder how much of that is actually sold. Like, that's something I hadn't thought about in a while. The flea market in Hawaii. I wonder how many, like... Because there's so many Hawaiian shirt style designs now because of, like, drip and that coming into fashion. I wonder if that's, like, infected the flea markets in Hawaii. Huh. What a weird thing to think about. I do kind of miss it sometimes. There was always some, like, fun stuff in weird areas there. What do I do for this with the sabers? Yeah. It'll be a display piece. I'll probably use it a bunch in any future Star Wars videos that I produce because why wouldn't I use it? I mean, I'm gonna take any excuse possible to play with a lightsaber, okay? I will also eventually probably get a second one so that I can actually have duels with the Chaos Cultist with them because they are actually duelable. You can use them to hit other sabers. I wouldn't recommend hitting other people, but you can definitely, like, have them come into contact with other sabers and do some, like, dueling, which is really rad. I'm trying to be really careful. I don't want to get too much of this brown on his flesh. Please, can I have the big focus square? There you go. Oh my god, my camera was just really fighting me. All right, we need to get into his belt. Lovely. Oh my gosh, Andy, no! Not the socks with sandals. I mean, to be fair, I do that sometimes when I have to rush outside, and especially right now because it's getting cold, but... Come on, man. My goodness. Truly an islander. Oh my god, that was so curious. Okay, we got it though. We got that random little strap. Okay, that's looking good. I want to glaze another little layer over top this to darken this a little bit. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Kita, why are you meowing at me? You're not even in here. What are you doing? My cat is meowing at me from the hallway. I can't even see her. And she's just like sitting there going, meow, meow. Which I don't understand why, because I fed them before I came on stream. Specifically to try to avoid this meow fest. No. No. Why? I don't know, guys. I just don't know. Mr. J, I am doing very well. Thank you for asking. Michael, I have no idea what exactly we should be expecting for Tomb Kings, but when... I think there's some announcements coming up or something soonish for Games Workshop because of the World Cup, I believe, or something like that. And, yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm hoping we get to see some Tomb Kings finally. We've seen a lot of beautiful Bretonnians. But I am ready. I am ready for those Tomb Kings. Alright, I think in a moment here, because we're actually almost at noon already, my goodness, I hadn't even realized. I'm gonna take a short break and try to figure out why my cat is screaming at me repeatedly. She's at least calmed down a little bit now. I think she's gotten herself distracted by something in the corner, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay. That's done. We have a pouch left on his bag, which I think I need to clean up a little bit first before I put in the aggro stone. I was debating whether or not I was going to make it in aggro stone or if I was going to do a different color, and I decided I do want it to match because he's got a lot of other darker leather tones on him already. Oh, I actually just realized how nice that looks because I made his jacket purpley and the backpack is now yellowy. Those are complementary colors. And now it really pops. It's great. I love when accidentally I make really good decisions like that. What do I need? Wraith Bone. Found it. Have a great rest of your day. Hopefully your workday goes fine. Woo! Kita, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop it. I have a ruler over there that she was messing with. Because I think she wants to play. I will play with her on my break. But not until then. First, I must clean up this bag, because I want to get this bag done before I go on my break. And I also figured this way I can kind of start doing some of the cleanup I need to on the metal parts, because that's what I want to work on next after this is all done. And I think that'll be a good call. I'm going to have to let the Wraithbone dry on the pouch, so might as well clean up some other things while I can. Did I mute my own music? Is that what's happening? Because I see it going. Yep, I did. Just completely... When I angrily got up to deal with my cat, I think I muted my own music. 'Tis my way. Oh god, what? No. I see. There was a lot of contrast paint there still. Please get out. Alright, well... That's fine. We'll just repaint all of that. Oops. Had some Agros Dunes still wet on the belt, if you couldn't tell, with what just happened there, and it absorbed all of the Wraithbone paint that I had just put down, so that was fun. It's fine, though, because like I said, we're going to paint this bag also in Agros Dune. I just needed to tidy it up first, because I missed it when I did my other tidy up step. I didn't realize how messy it was. There's that, and then don't forget this side from this angle, and also don't forget these guys, because those are going to want to be bone, as they are teeth. Some nice little teeth. Okay, that's fine now, and then that takes care of the pouch. Beautiful. Alright. Now to just let it dry, and then we can put some Agros Dune back on there. Make it look cool. What's my hair doing? Getting in my way is what it's doing. Peter, thank you! I will absolutely have a ton of fun painting. I tend to. I enjoy it quite a bit. Thank goodness, because I do it a lot. Although I don't think I'd have this channel if I didn't. Let's be honest. Let's be real. If I didn't enjoy it, I don't think I'd be doing this. So one of my favorite parts of the painting process, when I get to do a cleanup step, when I've got actually quite a bit of color already on the model, because it shows me all the areas that I need to still paint really crisply and easily, but it also ends up just looking kind of cool in that there's like this really clean looking in progress model. Gotta be careful when cleaning up these chains so that we don't accidentally have the paint to do what I did before and spread all over an area we don't want it to be. Also, I think I need a bit more Wraithbone on my palette. Part of what the problem was is it was getting too watery. So please close. There we go. Oh yeah, no, hitting the upload button does feel great. Although I admit I don't hit the upload button as much as like the Chaos Cultist does, since he's my editor. He tends to upload most of the videos, so I would imagine it feels great. I know that I feel great when I watch my final product and go, yes, I'm confident about this. And then I feel horrible when the video does not do nearly as well as I hoped it would, and I cry a little bit. But you know what? That's the YouTube life. That is the YouTube life, because you're just trying to fight the algorithm and figure out what the hell it wants. Trying to figure out what the algorithm wants. Alright, let's clean up these teeth. Okay. Let's go ahead and clean up that little spot, because that's where his... Oh yeah, I need to see if I can find that. Let me check something really quick. It may be lost. It may be lost to my floor, which means it's probably been vacuumed up, but I have some pieces here. Should have also gotten very dusty. Okay, well, it's not in any of those. Okay, let's see. Is it in this one? This feels a bit more miscellaneous. Maybe it is. I see some orc pieces. Do I have... Also, I think that might go over here. I think that's over there. Was I smart and did I put the broken... I don't think I was. Nope. No, I don't think I was smart. I was hoping maybe I had dropped the piece of his pipe, because he had this orc here had a pipe that he was smoking, and I was hoping maybe I had saved it. Sure I did. Well, I think I did originally, but I think it's gone, like, missing since then. I do have a couple more bowls. Maybe it'll be in one of these, but I have to hold my breath. No. That is just a Star Wars Legion model, and that one's empty. Alright, well. Worth a try. Worth a try to see if I still had it. And I'll be back on camera. It's like I'm just putting the bowls back into the little corner that I tucked them away into. Yeah, because it would have been like on this side of the desk somewhere. It's definitely not here anymore. There's one more bowl that maybe it'll be. If I find it, I now have marked where it goes. And if not, I'll cover that and we'll figure out something else. Maybe I can sculpt one. I have some milliput. That could be kind of fun, right? Hello, Ryu Mav. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great day. Ooh, that sounds really cool, Andy. Dude, that's awesome! That's so cool. I need to paint, I need to paint some Loth Cats for a game of Star Wars Imperial Assault that I want to play with the Chaos Cultist. And I do want to paint some of the Loth Cats in the same color scheme as our actual cats, to have them represented. I think that would be really cute. So I love seeing people do that. I think it's really fun. Ah, I should make a gold tooth fitting for the pirate. There we go. That's what I could do. I could have it be like a gold tooth or something. I really want to try sculpting a pipe then now. I'll never get around to doing that though. That's the thing. Is like I say that I'm like, oh yeah, that'll sound cool, and then I'll never have time to do it. Grrr. God, the teeth on this guy are so good. So sad that I broke his pipe. Alright, there we go. That's looking cleaned up. Let's get the little bit of green that I see there on this cloth. Ooh, you know what? That red that's a good place to do some red, actually. Give this boy a little pop of one bright color. Yes, I like it. That's exactly what we're going to do, which means we definitely want to make sure the green is off this thing, because if we put red over top of it, it's going to definitively make it brown. And we don't want it to look brown. We don't want it to look brown at all. This one is a experimental orc skin recipe. So for those of you that may have missed the original... Ooh, hold on. Forgot I turned off my autofocus. For those of that may have missed my original stream where I painted this particular orc lad's flesh tone, what I ended up doing was I used what is that green color called? It's a really soft green. Do I have it down? I must have it on my desk. Where is it? Because I want to get the name correct, because I have a name in my head, but I don't think it's actually the correct name. And now I can't. Oh, there it is. There it is, I think. Yes. Okay, so the first thing that I used, and I'm really glad I grabbed it because I was thinking of the wrong name completely, is Gut Ripper Flesh. So I put a layer of Gut Ripper Flesh on first, which is a really nice sort of soft, yellowy green color tone, but very, very pastel-y, like very muted. And then I did a wash of, I believe it was... Where is it? I put it away because I wasn't needing it anymore. Pox Shade, or Poxwalker Shade. So I did, I think, isn't this what I did? Is that what I did? I think it was this combo. I want to say it was this combo, but now I'm not 100% sure because I didn't write it down, and it was like several weeks ago. So if that's wrong, I apologize. But this was a new experimental thing. I definitely feel like it was, I think that was the combination. I think it was Gut Ripper Flesh with Poxwalker Shade. Because I remember trying a new combo, and it was two new colors I've never used before. Okay. Agros Doom. Paint that. And then we'll come back, we'll do some more cleanup. Once I come back from my break, Thankfully, my cat has at least stopped screaming at me. That's nice. Definitely make sure to get this side so that it, and also that little patch that we pulled paint off of. Because I was impatient and didn't let things dry. Okay, we'll probably need to do one more layer of that afterwards, but we'll do that when we come back. I am going to take a very brief break now that it is 12:06, so I will be back at roughly 12:15. I'm going to take a little 10-minute break. Stacking limit, that is an older recipe that I did on this gentleman. You are absolutely correct. So this guy is a Bielton Bielton base coat, and then he has, sorry, that is wrong. Plaguebearer flesh. This is Plaguebearer's flesh first, and then a wash using Bielton green shade. Really, really works super well. Absolutely love it. That was my classic original orc color scheme. Now, I modernly just tend to use Mantis Warrior Green because I think that is a great apple green color tone, which is what I was going for with the Bielton Plaguebearer flesh look. But this boy, he's a minty boy, as you can see. He's a completely different green. And he was a slightly different work. So this one was Gut Ripper flesh in Poxwalker shade, and this one is Plaguebearer flesh, because they gotta have the names sort of similar, with Bielton green over top. They both look fantastic. Alright. 12:15. Be back in a bit. Hello! I am back a little bit early. I hope you do not mind. Alright, let's get back to this. Let's get back to our boys. Now, is your back... Yes, it is. It is dry enough for me to put another layer. Woohoo! Oh, get out of here, paintbrush. No one wants you here. We just want to put paint on this miniature. Yeah, that's way too pale looking. We definitely need to darken that color a lot. And then I just want another little layer on that strap. Bam. Wonderful. Looks beautiful. Let's get to another small cleanup step. Because now we can actually move on to painting, honestly, a large other section. Oh, actually, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your horses, everybody. I have a barrel to paint. I'm going to use wildwood. I want to go dark. We're going to go real dark with this. Which, to be fair, I think is kind of what I did on the last barrel, so it's not even going to be that different. Okay. There we go. Also, thank you, Stacking Limit. I'm really glad that you like it. I like it, too. I think I'm going to incorporate it in more into some other sections. Wait, is this barrel metal? No, I just think it's lined in metal, so I used way too much brown paint for this, but it's fine. We'll make it work. There. Oh. Did I mute myself again? Yep. I keep doing that. I think when I take my headphones off, I grab it right where the dial is that controls my volume, and I'm not realizing it until, obviously, I get back to my chair. And going, why am I not hearing anything? Are they hearing anything? God, I hope they're hearing something. That's what runs through my head every time that happens, by the way. It's not even a matter of, like, why am I actually not hearing it, because I don't really care. It's ultimately not that big of a deal for me. I paint weirdly in silence a lot. But if you guys weren't hearing anything, I'd be upset. I'd be concerned. My life would be ruined. Alright, cool. We're blocked my servo for right now, because I don't feel like I'm going to be changing positions too much. Oh, this one's been cracked open a bit. Alright. It would help if I stayed on screen, though. No, I'm not actually sure even what these are meant to be barrels of. I was originally thinking it was like gunpowder or something, but I'm not actually sure that's what it is. It must be though, right? Alright, that looks good. I'm gonna pull a little bit of the paint out here, but I do want it to stick a little, because I want to try to tell... Oh yeah, no, it's bullets. It's totally ammunition. It's just a crate full of ammunition. Alright, cool, 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 cool. Beautiful. Love it. I can work with that. Do you think it was just so bursting full of bullets, so they had to reinforce it with the metal? Is that what it was? Because admittedly, I'm like, why did you do it that heavy duty? Alright, I'm going to start cleaning up while that dries, because we have a lot to clean up still. Not a huge amount, but I think there's probably a little bit more than I otherwise would give myself credit for that I need to do. So let's go ahead and get started, because I don't know how much more we'll get to after that for today's stream, since I will only be going until 1 o'clock, and we're already 45. We're basically 45 minutes away from that being here, so let's do this. Let's see if we can kind of go fast with our cleanup without being too sloppy, but also without being too particularly anal about it all. Because after all, I am just putting gray on it. It's not like it's going to be that huge of a deal. There we go. Looks good. I don't know why I'm painting the bottom of his foot. That is completely an irrelevant. Irrelevant. Not irrelevant. Irrelevant portion to paint. Tidied up. Alright, something I do want to take a little bit of care to do is, one, this metal piece on his knee. I'm gonna go back to that AEW show that I have tonight that I'm going to. I really hope one of our main events is MJF versus Will Hobbs. Like, that's what I'm hoping, because it's in Oakland, which is where, well, I mean, technically Will is from, I think, Palo Alto, but Bay Area. He's a Bay Area boy. It's in Oakland, and I really hope we get a Will Hobbs versus MJF match tonight. Oh my gosh, it would be good. It would be so good, and I'd be so happy. Especially if this is one of the last shows that I go to for a while. It's good. Tidy up some of this on the barrel. Alright, that's looking fine. Oh, we will need to tidy up the bullets if I can. I'm sorry if you guys can't see this super well. Oh, nope, your paint is still wet. Let's just stop. Let's just stop doing that. We'll clean those up afterwards. If the paint's still wet, it won't work. It'll just pick up the paint, and we do not want to be picking up our paint. Not fully, at least. Alright. Let's do the stitching. Let's see if I have a steady enough hand for this today. You guys can see this, right? Okay, good. Thank God. Alright, there we go. Oh, there's one more. There we go. Okay. Let's do the other side. Try not to go cross-eyed while I'm doing this. Okay. Is there any stitching elsewhere that I like specifically? Yes. Alright, cool. We'll put some paint on those here shortly. He's looking good of the cleanup. Anybody else needs stitching cleanup while I'm doing this? Because... might as well, right? Let's get that cleaned up so we can make it a metallic. Clean up the bullets. Wasting valuable ammunition on his ear. Or on his hat, I guess. How rude. I know, right? It's so tiny. Oh, that would be really cool. I could make a pirate ship model. I do actually have a big ship model. Let me grab it. It's I haven't built it because it's actually masonite or a type of wood. Let me grab it. I think it's I want to say it's a ship. Yeah. So I have this, and this actually could be. I'm sorry, I think it's actually resin. This could actually be a really cool project. I'm gonna bring us up a little bit, pull us out. This will be just a fun thing to show off real fast. Because I actually got this also from Cromlech. I just haven't done anything with it yet because, frankly, I haven't been playing much 40k because 10th edition, while I've been enjoying Combat Patrol well enough, I haven't been super thrilled, if I'm honest, guys. Just haven't been super thrilled. One moment, let me get the auto servo off. Let me get my models out of the way so that I don't crush them accidentally. Get over there, bud. You can join your friend. Join your other friend. Get some of my... I really should have cleaned this desk more. Okay. Alright. So, I have... Speaking of a ship, I do have this. Now this is a gigantic masterpiece of resin that I have not built because I'm terrified, but it is like a wagoned ship. And let me just see if I want to get this piece out just to show you guys. Like, look at the detail on this thing. This would be so fun to paint. Really cool big project, actually. And I love, one of the things that I really like about it is they do make it like this is actually out on the water. Because look at the little barnacles. Like, you see them? See all these little barnacles? Aren't they cute? Where is... I think this is like the, yeah, here's the other side. So, like, just to start to show you sort of the shape of the damn thing, it is, like, I think this is the front. Like, I believe this is the front of it. There, they can obviously sit in there. Like, I got some, like, gap filling to do. Like, this would be a intense project. I think it'd be very fun, though. But yeah, I have this giant thing. And then also, the great thing about it is it comes with a crew. Because you can see, there's some boys in here. So, like, it is a huge masterpiece. And honestly, it has been very daunting for me to think about, which is why I haven't done anything with it yet. However, it is super cool. And who knows, maybe for a big fun project soon, that could be something to work on. Put it back in a moment. But yeah, that is really cool. Came out last year. Like, that was part of last year's October event. Was like, that was the new release. And it was a big wheeled ship-looking wagon thing. And I can't remember what it was meant to represent, like, in-game. Because obviously it's got a equivalent in GW. But I don't remember, like, which model it represented. Okay, back to cleanup. There are so many things on these boys that I need to tidy. So I do actually think that's probably going to be what we end up doing. Because I want to get all 4 of them tidied up. That way, when we paint on them next, we can just dive straight in to everything that we need to do on them. Maybe I'll get to the metallics still on these guys, but I'm not going to hold my... I'm not gonna hold my breath. Oh, hold on. Bring us back in. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There we go.
You didn't tell me your chat was all messed up.
Oh, I didn't notice because I was using this. I'm so sorry.
You can keep working.
Okay, cool. Excellent. Excellent.
There you go, they're back.
Excellent. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I actually hadn't noticed that. I'm so sorry. And no one in chat, like, said anything that it was looking weird, so... Whoops. My bad. Silly me. That's what I get for looking at the dock and not chat itself. There we go. That looks good. Ah, there's some stitching. I knew we had some stitching on some other guys. Alright. What did I just stick my hand in that was wet? Water. Oh, wait. Cat hairs. I see them. Even when they're not around, they just show up places. It's almost like they live here. And they shed a lot.
Can I have the pen?
Oh, yeah, sure. One momento.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Angela. Don't block the air intakes with your laptop.
I'm so sorry. There we go. Alright, there we go. Steady hand, steady hand, steady hand. go. I think that's looking pretty darn good. This boy might be fully cleaned up. So that looks good. His earring needs a smidge. But the gun looks good. Oh, except for, I guess, this random piece of green that I missed. Like how I say, like, as soon as I am like, oh, I've declared this particular item on the thing good. And then immediately I notice it's wrong. Thank you for subscribing, King Poo Choo. Welcome to the channel. Hope you have a good time here. Oh, and then also, these teeth. These teeth need to be cleaned up. And also this bomb. Or hand grenade or whatever. Stick grenade? Is that what they're called? What are the ones... What are these types of grenades called? Are they called stick grenades because they got the stick? I feel like that's what I remember them being called, but now I'm blanking on it. And I'm not 100% sure if that's accurate. That's looking good. Mostly just I'm trying to get the green off of them. Man, I got so much more paint on these guys than I actually anticipated. Thank you, Gavin. I think they're starting to look really good, too. Like I said, this is one of my favorite steps, is having, like, a half-painted model and then doing a really nice cleanup stage where they have these crisp, unpainted areas, but these really beautifully, like, detailed and obviously, like, highlighted and shadowed areas that I have painted. It just, there's something I really enjoy about it. One day I'll incorporate it into like an actual color scheme, that sort of concept. I just don't know what army yet to do it on. Problem is I also always end up getting like pulled into really, really overly bright color schemes eventually, and I can't do anything more muted. Okay, I want to put a little bit more paint on this. So I actually just don't know if I primed it super well, if I'm honest. Let's make sure to do the other side too, just to keep it even. Also to help spread some of the paint around so it doesn't glob up too much. Don't want our paint globbing up, do we, boys? Nope. Nope, 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 nope. That's the worst. then we end up with those Space Marines that have like the really silly looking faces because when we were young, we globbed our paint on too much and didn't thin our paints enough. You know, like Duncan tells us to. Okay, feeling like that's good. Let's get a little bit more of the chains from this side. Curse these three-dimensional objects being seen from multiple angles. It's one of the detriments of painting miniatures, right? Is you're working on this 3D thing that has a bunch of different angles, and then you're working, you're doing a great job. You're like, oh man, this is coming along great. You rotate it in a new angle that you haven't in a long while, and you're like, oh fuck, what have I done? And you've like missed something completely, or you realize you got a color on a place like in a weird sort of stroke like you didn't mean to or something, and just because you finally rotated the model in a different direction. Curse these 3D objects! It's great. It's fun, right? It's the challenge. Alright, I think we're good now, actually. I'm gonna set him aside after doing one more just dab at these teeth, because they're I don't know if they're actually green or not anymore. They just were looking green to me still, but I think he's okay. I think he might be fine. This guy, we've done those. Those look good. His knee needs a little bit of work still. I've got a little bit of touch-up to do there. And there. Okay. That looks fine, that looks fine. His gun looks fine for right now. I'm not too worried about it. And then the boots are okay, right? Yeah, pretty much. Okay, yeah. So I think he's done. Now, I'm gonna bring my attention to these guys, because I was looking at them while I was on my break. And I noticed that there were a couple things that I just completely haven't cleaned up yet, and I've acted like they're closer to done than they are. Like, for example, there's this earring he's got right there. And some stitching he's got in his face. Actually, like you see the little, he's got his face all like scarred up. Poor boy, he took like an axe to the face. An axe. Okay. That's good. We need to clean that up. Is that a tooth or a bullet? I think it's a tooth. Alright, we also have like all of these cables. Which we're gonna want to do in very bright colors. Very bright, like yellows and stuff. That'll be fun. Hello, Michael! Oh, you're saying hi to the Chaos Cultist, not to chat. Yes, he stopped in very briefly, didn't he? Alright, we've got about 15 minutes or so left, so I'll probably get to this and that will be it. But I think we got some nice work done today. Next time we'll splash some Basilicanum Gray on them real fast. Let that dry. Maybe I'll grab my blow dryer and speed that process up. Although they honestly might dry in the process of me just painting the two of them because there's so much that need to be gray. It's one of the nice things I like about contrast paint is while I'm waiting for one section to dry or even one model to dry, I can move on to the other one, get it all done, and by the time I've finished that, it's, you know, it's all completely dry. I can move back over to the one I started with. Hell, sometimes, depending on how I'm doing it, it can be done, like, before I've even moved off that model. I also think I want to do a little bit more to these to pop them. I've already started a highlight. I want to push it more. I'm going to push it more later. This is way too much effort, by the way, just for some basic boys. I'm spending way too much time on them, but they're just such very detailed models that I kind of wanted to spend some good time on them. I'm going to repaint this because it's got a little bit of green on it in ways that I don't like. This will also get me some artificial highlights. Because I'll repaint over it in gray sear, or not gray sear, Basilicanum gray. But there will all be there'll be some on there still. So I don't want to do a full touch-up. Instead it'll give us a little bit of variety in the coloring a bit more. Cool. Fine, let's get a little bit on here. So there's a bit more bony looking. It's very pale. I'll use the white for some reason on this guy. I wonder if I originally primed these guys in white and I just didn't realize it, and then I switched it over to rainbow. Whoops. This one actually looks like it might have a tentacle in it. In his backpack. I can't tell if there are still bullets in there or not. There might be. I cannot fully tell. Also, this starfish I painted terribly. Like, I cleaned it up just really badly. There, that's honestly already looking significantly better. I don't know how big this creature is meant to be that's in this thing, because, like, based on the size of the tendril that's coming out, I feel like it should be taking up the majority of the inside of this container. But I also feel like I'm just seeing a bunch of bullets in there afterwards. Oh, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll make it work when we get paint on it. Make it stand out a bit more. Really want these cables to sort of stand out really brightly. So I'm just touching them up a bit. Okay, what happens if I do? What did I just get? What did I just knock my brush on? Evidently nothing of importance. Okay, good. I felt it brush against something. I was like, oh, did I just get a bunch of paint where I don't want it? That would be my luck. Alright. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with a lighter pink. And re-highlight that. There we go. Looking fantastic. Alright, I think... Nope. That side of the starfish. I knew there was going to be something. I was like, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say that I think it looks great, and then I'm going to find something. Which is why I didn't even finish the sentence. My favorite army in 40k, by the way, is Death Guard. I really, really enjoy playing Death Guard. I am one of those types of people who likes to castle and have my stuff moved together as a group. But recently, I have been playing Tyranids in 10th edition, specifically, and I do enjoy the Tyranids. I'm not used to running them yet, because I'm not used to wanting to, like, be in your face that much, but it's something that I am slowly, like, really starting to enjoy, and I'm also starting to get better at maneuvering. That's been sort of my biggest struggle, is I'm so used to castling and doing that sort of technique because I've played Death Guard for so long through 9th and 8th edition that I'm just not used to wanting to advance and get my guys, like, really in your face. But I've really been enjoying the mids as well. That's true. The problem that I have with that is I don't play Kill Team very often. Although that is just a good way to sort of get things painted, is to do it up in sort of a Kill Team scale of, like, just doing skirmish style squads rather than a full squad. I, like, did all this stitching work and then I didn't finish it on the underside of him. Like, do you guys see that? What the hell? What was I thinking? Maybe I just didn't notice. But yeah, he's got stitching all the way and I just stopped. I think that's... snakebite leather? I think that might be snakebite leather. There it is. Find out, huh? Yep, I think it was snakebite. Alright, that's taken care of. I need a little bit more of this color because there's a part of his belt that I didn't paint like a fool. Like a fooly fool. Oh my god, there's an entire section. I think I just stopped painting this guy at some point, like randomly. Because, like, there's a whole bunch of leathers that I just don't feel like were ever properly finished. Wonder if he was what I was working on, like, at the end of a stream once. And then intended to finish, like, afterwards and didn't. That is entirely possible. And I wouldn't put it past me. I know this might look really awkward, and I apologize, but it's like the only angle I got on the belt right now. Yeah, dude, I just, like, stopped painting this thing. I think. So, how weird. Alright, well, it's fixed now. And I think the last thing I want to do, he's got some stitching on his shirt that's very obvious. I want to do it in a darker blue. So I'm going to use Storm Fiend. I am excited about the new Red Gobbo. Yes, I absolutely do. I think it's really cool. I like the chimney. The chimney really sells it for me. And then, as I mentioned in the news episode where I talked about it, my other favorite element about it is the fact that in his, like, sack of gifts, he's got painting supplies. There's the paintbrush that's in the snow, along with a paint pot, and then there's another paint pot that's actually in the sack still, along with, of course, some more classical Gobbo things, but, like, I love the seasonal themed miniatures that GW does, and I wish they did it for Halloween. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I wish they did some fun seasonal stuff for Halloween. I know Halloween isn't that big in the UK, so I don't think it's really a holiday that Games Workshop is likely to focus on, realistically, but I feel like it's a massive missed opportunity considering the number of undead and other spoopy, like, factions and creatures that they just have at their disposal when it comes to their own product line. Is this gonna look good, this blue? I don't know. I'm afraid it's not going to. I think it's too blue. I'm gonna try it on his stitching because they're already dark because I haven't cleaned them up, and that's okay. Okay, I like it on him. I'm afraid it's gonna be too... I think it's gonna be too dark on my lighter boy. Can you see this at all? Maybe? Can I see it at all? Can you see it this way? Nope. There, maybe? Maybe like this. Paint these in this color too. Oh, that's perfect. I love that. And then I don't have to bother doing a cleanup. Love it. Love when that happens. Thank you, Sean, for the $5. You are amazing. Hope you're having a wonderful day today, sir. I'm, of course, as you can probably tell, working on some more orcs. Because I can't get enough of these green boys. Also, I'm very slow about getting them done. Very particular. And yes, I know those are buckles right there. I will repaint them in a gold, but I wanted to get the blue on there to saturate into for the leathers, so that I can basically just do a sort of glaze highlight over top, clean the buckles themselves on just like the topmost areas, get that gold on there, and move on with my life. But yeah, no, that's looking really sharp. I think doing the stitching like that. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try. He's got so much more stitching on him though, but we're gonna try it. It's fine. It looks great. It's not too dark. I was worried for nothing. It tends to be my way. It's really bringing the shirt together, actually. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. There are just so many stitches. Jesus. It's the one problem when you decide to do something like this, because then if you miss one, you're like, well, that looks weird.
Your face looks weird.
I know.
How are your flash kits coming along?
They are coming quite well. I really like this guy. I added a little bit of a...
Oh yeah, I like the variety of browns.
Looks good. Doing just the stitching on him, and then that's what I'm going to call it for today.
Cool.
Want to go for a walk after this? Or have you eaten?
I have not eaten. Well, I snacked.
You snacked? Okay, well then let's do lunch after this, and then maybe we'll go for a walk. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah.
Yay! Good. Good. Oh, people were saying hello, by the way.
Oh, hello, folks.
There we go. There's a few more stitches. I need a little bit more paint. Aw, I'm really glad that you were able to make it home before the stream ended. That is awesome. You can always go back and watch the VOD afterwards, too. I have not. I don't know if I've seen one of the updates for Darktide.
No, they put out a like, I think they're doing an actual named DLC.
Yeah, somebody called it Trader's Curse.
Yeah, the trailer dropped a couple hours ago. All I've seen is the literally the thumbnail.
Oh, that's cool. We'll have to watch that later then. Because, yeah, no, I had not seen that. I had seen the update about, like, them revamping the, talent tree and everything, and, like, trying to bring players back in that way, but I hadn't seen them announce an official DLC. That's cool. Good. I hope that, like, I hope they can bring more people into it. Like, I think it's a very fun game, but it did lack agency for me. Like, there was a point where I just was like, why am I playing this still? I don't really feel like there's anything more for me to do in this game, because I've seen all these levels.
There was no urgency as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Of, like, there's no narrative, you know, update or anything like that.
Exactly. Exactly.
I should deposit these.
Yes, actually, I've been meaning to bring them to you so that you can.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I will go deal with this.
Okay, cool. Yeah, remember I told you about him a while ago when we were going to the...
Yeah, and I think I got another one in the other room.
Yes, there is. Okay, I think... Guys, I think that is it. I'm really happy. Here, let me see if I can get a really nice focus on it. Blam. Nope, hold on. Bam. I'm really happy with how the stitching turned out on the back. Like, I just think it brings a little bit of nice pop to it, especially at a distance. Like, it's subtle. You don't really notice it outright, but it's there, and it does, I think, just add a bit more to the model. You know what I mean? I'm really, really happy about it. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, if it's on Xbox Game Pass, then I would absolutely highly encourage people to go and check out Darktide, even if without the update yet, or the DLC, just because, like, they have done some good updates, and from my understanding, people have been really liking it. Like, I was talking with Dan and Andrew over at Heroes Brush Hour on Twitch, and after we had streamed together the other day, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna go stream some Darktide, and they invited me to go play with them, but it was kind of late, and I had done a bunch already that day, so I was just like, nah, you guys have fun, you enjoy it yourselves, but maybe next time or something like that. But I want to try it because I've really heard good things about it. Like, like I said, Dan and Andrew were talking about it, and they really, really liked it. So I think that is where I'm going to go ahead and call it today. We're a little bit past 1 o'clock, so I've been streaming for a couple hours now. I got some decent progress done on the orcs. We got a little bit more work on their leathers. We'll be able to come back in next time and definitely take care of a lot of the grays, which will, I think, really start to make these guys feel a bit more complete. Even though there'll be some detail work, obviously, still to do, but it'll help a lot, I think. Thank y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. Make sure that if you haven't already, please do go and check out the Asajj Ventress video that I did today. I had a really hard time putting keywords together for that one to help the algorithm pick it up, because Asajj Ventress is such a sort of minor, less talked about character in Star Wars, even though she's amazing and should be talked about way more than she is. But people aren't really looking for her too much, so go watch it. Go share it with your friends and family. Like, be like, look at how cool the purple fabric on this thing looks. Like, just enjoy that element of it. And then, have fun watching me wave around a lightsaber, because I wave around a lightsaber a lot in that particular episode. So do please make sure to go watch it. Leave a comment if you have already watched it. Just go back, leave a comment, give it a like if you haven't already, and that just really helps out the algorithm, you know? Anyways, I'm gonna head out now. I am going to go start getting prepared for lunch and then a walk, and then after that, I'm heading to a wrestling show. It should be fun. I'm sure I'll post about it on Instagram, so if you want to see some coverage of that, make sure to follow me there. And yeah, I think that's everything. Memberships are on, everybody, so if you want to help support the channel, you can join members. You get a little star next to your name to say that you're a member. That will change colors the longer that you're a member. You do get some special other perks, including like a highlighted chat, so when you're on stream, you get a pre-highlighted chat without having to like do anything else. You just get one of those once a month sort of thing. And I think these all sort of kick off depending on how long you've been on the program. I just got it set up. We're still building it out. But if you want to go ahead and jump in early and just start helping support the channel, that would be amazing. Otherwise, just continue to watch stuff. That also really helps us out. Liking, sharing, subscribing, etc. It's all very, very useful. It tells YouTube we're doing a good job, and that's what we want to tell them. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for being active and commenting and or lurking even. To all of you that were just hanging out lurking, you guys are very much appreciated as well. Anyways, that is me done rambling. Goodbye, everybody. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful hobby night.